Hey, there we go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it might be where you are. Welcome back to my live stream. My name is Jeff Fritz, and today is Sunday. Sunday what? Sunday, March 24th, 2019. We're going to write a little bit of code today. Hey, how's it going there? Good morning, Frackberg, Stelzy, Landon BR. Hey, Smab. Rambling Geek and Code Base Alpha. Stelzy is here. Hello, hello. Robert Tables, Robertables. Brave Cobra, hi there. Good to see everybody. I had a little bit of a problem this morning. I was getting everything set back up, and my camera didn't remember its settings properly. It wouldn't focus properly at all. I had to force the proper frame rate, and then when I forced the proper frame rate and the proper resolution, I want full high def. I want 1920, 1080 at 60 frames a second. We finally got it to click in, and away we went. There we go. All right. Grab some coffee. Absolutely. I'm gonna have a little bit of Fazeberry G Fuel today. All right. Looks like the sun is quite bright today. No, I'm still futzing with the camera settings. It's the lights. It's all right, that's a little bit better. A little overexposed. No. It's trying to work on getting the lighting proper again. I think that's a little better. Hello, happy morning. Is that Siva Mithu? Good to see you. Golden Apple Pear. Nice. That's nice. All right. Let's get some music started here. Let's get some music playing in the background. This, of course, is music to code by. This is music that's designed, it's engineered to get you in the groove, get you focused on whatever task it is that you might be working on. And today I'm going to play Blue. This is the first song. And the first song from the collection. There are now more than 18 songs that you can get. You can get the whole collection at mtcb.pwop.com. You can fire the music command there in the chat room and you'll learn more about that. You can even just ask, hey, what's the music? And you'll learn more about this great music that we get from our friend, Mr. Carl Franklin. Thank you so much for letting us listen to your music here. Little Blaster, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you joining us. I'll get to our follower goal here in a second. Thanks so much. Oh, Little Blaster is Ethan. Hello there, Ethan. Good to see you. And somebody was asking, why the lapel mic?
It's so I can say hello, Ethan. It's good to see you. Thanks for joining us. All right, I'm going back.
All right, back to normal. There we go. All right. So, we started doing some work the other day on a couple of new features on the bot, and I want to get back into working on our Visual Studio 2019 integration. We're at 57.99 on the follower count. 57.99. One more for 5,800. If we get to 7,000 before May 1st, I am dyeing the beard rainbow for Microsoft Build. And yeah, that's a nice welcome for Little Blaster. Of course. Loves this. All right. What do you see what we do here today? So we started working on this feature. Scott command. Where is it? It's here. It's somewhere. Scott! There he is. Hey, is that Blasai? Welcome. Dye the hair rainbow too? No. That's a little bit much.
Right.
Even Dr. Evil agrees. I can't. Scott! It worked. It worked. Scott! There it is. How many followers to get Scott? That's not happening. Not happening. What do you mean it doesn't work yet? It did too work. It's on cooldown. It should say it. So here's the thing. We needed to report it that it's on cooldown. Moderators do not get cooldown effect. It's 2 T's. So I'm going to close this issue because clearly it just worked. There it is. See? Now, let's get that open. Yeah, there he is. See, the moderators are just going to love this. And I think the moderators also don't have a cooldown on the attention command either. Implemented with a 1 minute cooldown.
Hey, listen.
See, there it is. Paul.knopf. Thank you so much for the follow, and I believe you are the 5,800th follower. I'm waiting for that counter to refresh because it was 57.99. When your moderators troll you, you know you've made it. Yeah, Robert Tables, you're right. That's when you know. When they find a good reason to... No, there's no reason to regret it. So, let's see. I want to make sure I have the latest version of my source code here on this machine. This is different. This is a different machine than what I use when I'm on the road. And I want to make sure it tells you appropriately if you've hit the cooldown on things like the Scott command. There we go. See, there's Scott right there. Let's open Visual Studio 2019. I'm going to use the release candidate today. Yep, still can't find that Philly.net hat. Don't know where it went. It's out there somewhere. Let's see here. Fritz Stream Tools is... There it is. Yep. All right. And let's head over here so we can start. There we go. 5,800. Look at that. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. There it is. All right. There's a new RC, and my trial license is going to expire. Check for an updated license. Give me an updated license. I'd like a license. Please, can I have a license? Thank you for the license. All right. Yeah, 5,800. Paul.knopf asks, do you ever use Linux, Mac, or Rider? In October, yes. In October, we had, we called it Ubuntober. Fairy Wings! I gotta acknowledge that. Thank you so much for that very kind 400 bits cheer. I'm gonna put that down here. Thank you very, very much. And I will make sure, there's no E in there. I will make sure that we record that as soon as we start writing some code here. Thank you very, very much. And we'll make a donation to Black Girls Code as well. Are we doing Mac in May again this year? I think that's a fine idea. And the sentiment is back. There you go. There's the sentiment analysis. As folks are having a good time in the chat room, that number will get closer to 100. 100 is very, very happy. When it goes down towards 0, that's angry or sad, negative sentiment. So that's a way that we can kind of see that we do have a positive environment. We do have an encouraging chat room, is that usually we see this stay in the 70s. And it also is an indicator for when I need to change the topic. Okay. So I can change this now. We can go over here. And let's make sure that the bot is actually giving positive feedback when there's cooldown.
And then?
Maybe we need to write a unit test.
And then?
We can go back to hooking up Visual Studio so that from chat, you can trigger some things inside my Visual Studio.
And then?
I got some feedback from our friend Mads Christensen, who writes a lot of really cool Visual Studio extensions. He's actually the head of Visual Studio Extensibility. Everything that you see, all of the extensions, all the tools that are built onto Visual Studio, at some point end up going through abstractions and APIs that his team builds and maintains.
And then?
No more and thens. We're right there. We're going to look at the latest guest game bot commands. We can do that. I want to get back into this modification, and then we'll look at.
And then?
We can look at the bot. Philly Fusion were playing yesterday on ABC. Yes, and they got killed 4-zip by San Francisco. Mads has a new extension as well. I didn't know that. What's cooking? We're so let's set a project here. Tuning interactions with between the Fritzbot and Visual Studio 2019. How's that? I think that works. Can't believe Visual Studio Code supports so many extensions without suffering performance problems. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. So, yeah, we'll do Mac for May is for Macs. We'll do Linux again in October. It'll probably take a little bit. The Scott command didn't work. Now, why didn't the Scott command work? Can't tell. But can I run the Scott command? Scott! That worked. I have a feeling. So, but it didn't report that it was on cooldown. Right? See, that's weird. So let's see if we can tune that. See if we can figure out why it's not running. Actually, I think VS Code notifies devs who make extensions if a part of their code may slow the editor down. Neat. Yeah, see, it's not. All right. So we have the Scott command. It's over here. And don't tell Hanselman that he has a command. I'm looking at you, chat room. Don't. Let's see. Is it working for mods only? Feels like that. You like the name The Fritzbot, says Little Blaster. I think so. I like it too. And I've got some ideas. I want to deploy the Fritzbot to the cloud so that it's out there and available. And I want to change around some of the architecture so that we can run it for more than one streamer. I think that's going to be impressive to be able to do. I've got a red squiggle in my code here. Why is that? Telling me it can't find the logger object. Karnak, are you running? Karnak? Karnak is my keystroke reporter that you'll see pop up in the bottom corner here, over on that side. So when I do things like this, it tells you exactly what that thing does. Okay. Give me that thing. That worked. All right. I'm feeling better already. Request Frau Farbissena to summon Scott. Yeah, okay. If we're in debugging... Oh, well, there's the problem. It only has a cooldown when we're debugging. Now I feel bad. Because I always want it to have a 60-second cooldown. But if the... All right, hang on. So cooldown is basically a way for us to set... Yes, make it multi-tenant. Oh, Brave Cobra. I've got ideas. I've got ideas.
Oh, my.
Yes, I have ideas because...
But what I do have...
No, that's not it. I do have ideas because...
It can be done exactly how I want it.
It can be done exactly how I want it.
The only question is, are you the man to do it?
Darn Skippy I am. Here we go. So the cooldown is checked over here inside the bot. Now, the bot, I think, is actually getting a little bit too complex here. Every time he writes one, my life gets easier. Every time I write one, what? Oh, every time Mads writes one. Yes. Oh, yes. Right? They're all amazing.
Wait, let me explain something to you.
Mads Christensen wrote the Web Essentials set of extensions that really were the foundation for a lot of the web tools that are now in Visual Studio. He wrote those when he was an MVP. Anybody can build extensions and make Visual Studio awesome. So do it. Get into it. Figure it out. Where does it make sense? Make that happen. And, yeah, you could be killing it too. Why am I getting This doesn't make sense to me, and I worry about that. Why am I getting red underlines on some of these? Why not use pattern matching instead of casting? Asks Finzi. Let me come back to that question. Command is I basic command. Where is that? Down in here. No reason. That just felt good at the time. I'm worried about this. This was working just fine here. Uh-oh. All right, hang on. Let's clean this solution and rebuild. This is a problem. Oh boy, this could be a problem. I'm looking at these references here. Assembly strong name is either a path which could not be found. When it's saying that it cannot find these references, that's a big problem. It's not, it hasn't restored things properly. And we're not getting our references hooking up to the standard libraries. And we could be in for a morning of yak shaving here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, friends, were in for a morning of nougat hell, it looks like. Oh, boy. All right. This one I shouldn't have brought in code generation. So let's get rid of that one. Yeah. Get ready. Extensions, options, extension logging abstractions. Yeah. We're going to be fighting.
You're about to get a serious beatdown.
We're going to be fighting nougat hell for a bit this morning. Oh boy. All right. This is not going to be easy. What it's telling us here, assembly strong name, blah, 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 blah. Dependency injection abstractions DL is either a path which could not be found or it is an assembly name which is badly formed. What's happened here is this location where my NuGet package is, and I'm going to, Stoltmeister, thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate you joining us. This location, right, let's open that up. This is under C, J, E, C, users, JE Fritz. I think we inadvertently got upgraded here, and now we're packages, Microsoft extensions, dependency injection, abstractions. 211 doesn't exist. But it also didn't restore and go get that either. Is there a C# yak shaving emote? No, not yet. No, but I think that's a good idea. I love it when tooling frameworks get in the developer's way. I wish we could just write code. So, right, here's the problem. I want it to... Let's go back over to our command line. Get out from behind me. Thank you. Let's go down into the main project here. And if I do a .NET restore, it's not going to find and build out these other things here. Boom. Restore completed. But it did not find, it did not put down that .NET abstraction version here. This version that it's looking for, Microsoft Extensions Dependency Injection Abstractions 211, it did not put down. Now, there's something to be said for why didn't it restore all the packages? Boom. All packages are installed, nothing to restore. Nice, nice, but it's not there. So, now I'm in NuGet hell. Welcome. And this is on the test project, which is annoying. So if I rebuild just the test project, right? So you saw it did a restore here. Oh no, you couldn't see it. It's behind me. Thank you for the follow, Zarix. I appreciate you joining us, and I look forward to seeing you in the chat room. Oh my gosh, and Corbold. Corbold? Welcome, Corbold. Thank you for following us. What do you got here? Yeah, I can see why it was unable to do anything with that. That's tiny. But, okay. So, yeah, we're kind of... And these two references... Oh. All right. Let's see if we can fix these references. What the heck? It would be under add reference. Yeah. So these are project references into the chat bot and into Stream Tools. And they're there, and they sure do look okay. If I double click on my project so I can go look at it, you can see it's referencing them by CS Proj, but for some reason, when it's building, it's looking on disk. Delete the entire packages folder and delete bin. That's just wrong. Clear the NuGet locals. Nah, don't think we're there yet, because the NuGet locals... I mean, all right, we'll give that one a shot. Let's try the NuGet locals clear. And then we'll rebuild, and it should try and get a clean build. Aren't we doing this? Aren't we building this in Azure DevOps? We are. But it's still not working here. Doesn't matter if it builds on Azure DevOps. If it doesn't build on my local workstation, we can't develop. Yeah. Failed to delete.
Wow.
That's a pain in the neck. Yeah, why can't you delete those files? Is .NET XE running? Of course it's running. Visual Studio is running. It's running in the background. So we should have gotten it. Well, we got build failures. Oh, yeah. Look at all that. Feels good, man. Feels real good. Nope. Oh, man. Even if it was because I have Explorer window into the cache. Still no. Oh, we're gonna have some fun today. Let's see. .NET Core hosts. I'm looking for .NET EXE. No, there is no .NET EXE. But those .NET Core hosts, we may need to clobber. Let's kill this. Because I know it's referencing and using stuff there. Yep, there goes the music in the background. Bye. Try this again. No. I should be able to use these two side by side, but no. After completing your final year using C# would probably have been nice to find this stream to learn more beforehand. Ah, Corbold. That's very kind of you. Let's see if we can get this running. Okay. And let me go back into Visual Studio. So to me, that's a bug. I should be able to run .NET and do .NET restores outside of Visual Studio while Visual Studio is running. The fact that it doesn't work and that I get a collision there, that's a bug. Gosh, the Stream Deck was there. Let's restart that. Yeah. What happens if you open in Visual Studio 2017? I don't want to open in Visual Studio 2017. I'm not even going to consider that. That's a violation. Report a problem. Always report a problem. When you see something funny like this, report a problem. Cannot run .NET exe. Outside Visual Studio. Nope. Cannot run .NET exe while Visual Studio 2019 is running. While working on a, what was this? On a .NET Core project, I am unable to run .NET Restore outside of Visual Studio without it colliding and preventing a restore process. For more details and video proof, check youtube.com /Fritz for the, what day is today? March 24th. Episode at how far? What time is it? How far in are we? At the 29-minute mark. Bum, 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 bum. Don't need a screenshot. Enjoy. Now, so there is a human, there is someone on the other end that is watching all of these issues. It is their job to reply to these issues, and they are actively watching, triaging, and using this. All tests are green there. Well, look at you. Let's see if I rebuild now, if I can get it to work. I don't care about the never used stuff. Definitely a local problem as it works. Dev branch works perfectly there. Yeah. Right, there's a version mismatch. There's something that isn't installed and running properly here. It should be doing NuGet restore while it's running, and see it's kind of hanging here. There. Rebuild all succeeded. Let's open up the test window. Let's run all tests. I'd love to be able to see the test window. And actually, that should be on this side. I don't care about that properties window. Come on. Cool. All greens. Fantastic. All right. Got that cleaned up. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, chat room. Chat room, you are so kind. Thank you. I really appreciate that. All right, let's get some code written here. Let's get past this. We did our yak shaving. We made it through NuGet Hell. Looks like Visual Studio 2019 and several open file locks at assemblies in the NuGet cache. Sure does. Sure does. I'm going to take a look back at the bot over here. Bring on the next yak. Yes. Am I going to thank the Academy? I'd like to thank my mother, my father for bringing me into this world. I'd like to thank my Lord and Savior, and the Academy of Code Developers out there. You're so special to me. You're so important. Thank you for recognizing me for clearing up that NuGet problem.
Get back to the code.
All right, fine. Here we go. All right, there we do. Roast. Yes, let's roast it. Oh my gosh, look at all the emotes coming in. And then it's time to code. I could do pattern matching here. I could. Yeah. Let's dig into this. Let's go. I'm not going to go chase that down. Rhyolite, thank you for the host. When that Scott command hits cooldown, right? It does a check on the cooldown here. If command's too fast, right here. So there was no cooldown set, so it wouldn't actually come through here. But, right, if you are a moderator, you get to jump right through. So since there's no cooldown time, it wasn't actually going to fire this. So there's our bug fix. So we have 2 files changed. What did I change in that CS proj? I removed that reference. Yeah. That's fine. Fixed missing cooldown on Scott command. That feels better. Loved the panel chat last week. Really inspiring. Going to double down on your Twitch efforts. Oh, that's great, Rhyolite. Glad to hear it. Yeah, I think you'll see. We'll do panels regularly, maybe once a month. But bringing guests in is something important to me. Getting some more Java. No, don't get Java. Get some C#. All right. I should rebuild and redeploy, but I don't want to just yet. Let's see here. So I think we fixed the Scott command. It looks like we fixed it. All right. Request for a G Fuel command. Danny Dowling, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you joining us and look forward to seeing you in the chat room. Should have said Kofefe.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Yeah, no Java. You can have some Kofefe. Track cheers and subs. We're working on that bot command. Who are we donating to? That's not bad. Events command. Clippy. What's this? Clippy? Create an avatar connected to Cortana for interactions with viewers. That's not bad, but gonna take a little bit to get to. This one we need. Main Prodigy. Thank you for the follow. Wow, the follow train is happening. Hello from Carrie's car. Well, hello there. How is it in Carrie's car? Wait. Everything okay? You didn't know I had a microphone in Carrie's car. Hope everything is okay over there.
Totes my goats.
Yeah. Totes. All right. Let's get into this. Let's do... live share is cool. Code suggestions are what we're actively working on. Let's do this. Let's get back in and work on our Visual Studio extension. So there is a feature that we haven't quite lit up yet where you can send commands, you can send code to us here in my Visual Studio from the chat room. And we need to do a little merging back and forth so we can get things up to date and we can work on this. It is in a branch. We haven't touched this in a while. There it is, called Code Suggestion. Let's get rid of some of these other ones that we don't need. And then I'm going to check out the Code Suggestion branch. Stopped at a red light. And now you know. I'm going to merge the dev branch back down into this. Oh, yeah. We're going to have some fun here. A couple merge conflicts. Of course there are. Of course there are. Always are. Java is only an island where they grow good coffee beans. All right, let's take a look at what these changes are that we need to handle. I'm going to do my code merge resolution here in Visual Studio Code because I like Visual Studio Code. And I'll change over to, which one is it? This one. And we'll wait for the Git provider to load up here. Come on. That's the sound Visual Studio makes Visual Studio Code makes while it's trying to load up here. It's Quiltoni just, killing time. Ah, there it is. All right. Is she here? Did she sneak in? I don't think Quiltoni snuck in. Maybe she did. Don't tell her. All right. Let's see. So the solution file's got a little bit of a collision here. Oh, because we started using Visual Studio version 16. So here's the thing, right? Here, friends, let me explain something to you. You may have seen inside your Visual Studio installers, because everybody installs Visual Studio. You want more Visual Studio. You need more Visual Studio in your life. Thanks. Go away. When you run the Visual Studio installer, it's going to tell you that it's updating. If you're using Visual Studio 2017, it's going to tell you it's updating to version 15.9, I think is the current version. Visual Studio 2019 is actually version 16 behind the scenes. So if you talk to Microsoft folks, you'll hear us slip sometimes and refer to it by its code name, by its product name, not its marketing name, Dev 16. So, it always surprises you how big it is, the Java dev community. Yeah, it is. It's a large community over there. Hey, Michael Jolly. Good to see you. So you see version 16.0 RC2, 16.0 RC3, and then preview 16.0 preview 4. Right, and here's 15.9. Right, that's the version number. So at some point, you'll start to hear Microsoft folks talking about version 17 and version 17 planning. Philippe Oliveira. Welcome, Philippe. Good to see you. Is it worth upgrading from 2017 to 2019? Asks Rigid Noodle. Yes. Performance was feature number one they focused on for Visual Studio 2019. I wholeheartedly endorse upgrading to Visual Studio 2019. And if you don't believe me, tune into the Visual Studio 2019 launch on April 2nd, Tuesday, April 2nd. I'll be hosting it. And we're going to have a lot of fun together. Let's see here. I only want live coding. I don't want these other two. So I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to delete. I need that end project. I don't want spell checker. I want live coding. And I don't need those. I think that works. Title bar is still an issue for you. I think you might be happy to see how that changes going forward. Yeah, reload. Reload. Better. Okay. T. Bertuzzi, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Oh boy, finally, no more 3 cups of coffee while waiting for your 150 project solution to kick off. There's definitely a big improvement you'll see there. You'll see projects load in the background while they're running. Yeah, and somebody mentioned earlier, I do have my MVP hat on today because this week was Microsoft MVP Summit. For those that don't know, I'm one of the content planners there, and I coordinated a bit of the event. And it was a lot of fun. I can't tell you what we disclosed during the event. That's why it's a little bit of a secret event. But I think we had a good time. And folks learned a lot. You'll see some of those things that we discussed at Microsoft Build in May. It is faster now. Use 2019 by default. Hey, Gandalf 2010. Good to see you. And I should have, according to our friend Corgi Candy, we should see some new emotes early this week. So I want to handle the on new code. Oh my gosh. The follow train is happening. Look at this. Jackie Chan, welcome. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you joining us. I think I need another, because of this merge, I need another semi there. Oh my gosh. Jurgen 420, welcome. I think that's legit. Good. Yep. I think we've got a good merge there. It was great meeting me at MVP Summit. Oh, thanks so much, T. Bertuzzi. Yeah. Oh, it's great meeting all the MVPs and folks that I don't see when I go to conferences or wherever. Always great to meet up with folks, meet up with new folks, and kind of be encouraging. Help folks get into that next whatever it is that they're working on. And we had a great moment during our MVP hackathon that we hosted on Thursday, where I showed some of the MVPs how my travel rig works and how all the pieces come together to produce something like this. So that works out. So I think that was a good merge because we had to add our code suggestions and our sentiment analysis features here. So that's the follower client. I'll add that. Our help command needs a little help. It's not just string join here, but now we have, So we want the dev version, the incoming change. That feels good. All right, add that back into the mix, and we've got some changes in the bot. Ugh. I think I want the incoming change only. We can go through and control dot these things and make it work. Is sleeping. Is the bot in debug mode and should not process commands other than debug. Yeah, that was something we did that we want to keep. I'm going to keep the current change on this, because I think we're okay there. And then we did start a whisper queue. Yeah, I'm going to need to control dot to get that working. All right, what do we have down here? Hey there, Fletcher Codes. Hello. Heading out to see the family. Have a good one. Hope to see me someday in Europe. It'd be nice to go back to Europe. I need to find a conference and or a reason to get back into Europe. Because right now there isn't one. Okay. Yeah, here's some changes that we need to merge in by hand here. Yeah. All right, take a look. I'm going to zoom out a little bit on the code, make it just a smidge smaller so that we can see a little bit more here. So I know some of you on phones, it's going to be a little bit hard to see. Medlifan, try !help, and you'll get the commands. There you go. Yeah, and right now that Scott command's only going to work for moderators and me. So, okay. Where were we? So we changed the constructor for Fritzbot to public from internal. And we added into the constructor configure cooldown command. And I don't think we need that. But we also added a call to configure the whisper queue. So let's get that configured here. And then this whisper queue collection changed. We need this. So this is a method that will be called when when something goes into a queue to be processed and whispered to somebody in chat. That way, you don't end up with the Twitch service saying, "Oh, you've sent too many things through." So now I think I want the dev incoming change, because now it configures my cooldowns and then logger information, and then we've configured our whisper queue up here so that it properly sends those. Yeah, there's your hype command. Yep, echo hello, and it'll just whisper back to you, hello. It's pretty simple. Let's scroll down here. I've got a whole bunch of red in here, and that's not going to make me feel good, but we might be in good shape. This handled sleeping mode. Okay. If we're sleeping, return final equals await. If await. I think I only want, so I'm going to need to merge a little bit of this by hand. I want to handle sleep mode. And I think we cleared this up properly. Right, there is no E here. This is now chat message args. That's better. All right, and just about all the red went away except for the observable collection up here, which I should be able to control dot and get a using. There we go. Cool. And I think we just improved our chatbot significantly. Hey, Hugo, good to see you. All right. I think we're in a better place now. I'm going to go back over here and, yep, go ahead, update for Visual Studio Code. You do that. And we'll just say merged. Fantastic. Push that out so that I've got everything updated for this feature branch, so it's in sync with my development branch. All right. I think we're ready to dig back in and get to it. Right? If I check my tests, all my tests should continue working now, even after the merge. Because we can make it better. We can improve it. We can make it stronger. Come on. Nope, build failed. Build errors. Nope. All right, so let's see. Let's see what we got here. Typer namespace name code suggestion could not be found. So why can't you find that? And it notice it went away. The red underline went away. You love the Steve Austin sound effects? Yeah. I am a big fan of... Okay, so hang on. See that? It just went away. It's like, oh yeah. I know what that is. So... The first time you built, you didn't really build or something? What would you say you did there, Visual Studio? Okay. So it's telling me that services doesn't exist in here, but sure does. Sure does. Those messages show IntelliSense errors, which aren't always correct. I know. The name Fritzbot does not exist in the current context. Are you kidding me? Come on. All right. Build succeeded. Here we go. Let's get the test running then. We should see that. Hey, Psycho42. Build succeeded. Here comes the test. Look at the little green doodad going by. Doodad. That's a technical word. It's named that way. Okay. Come on. You look like you were going to run there. Run. You make me sad. Thank you. All right. Good. Now we're back where we wanted to be with everything running. All right. Now you want a doodad class using Microsoft.doodad. Yeah, it's a doodad. It's a progress bar that just keeps filling up and doesn't ever get to 100%. It just stops at 90. That's a doodad. Because you think it's doing something, but like some dads, it never gets it fully done. Is that a thing? All right. So let me show you there. Microsoft.progressbar.tease. There you go. npm install save doodad or .taunt. Oh my gosh. Yes, we need .taunt. All right. Let's get back into the live coding extension. So this project, which was originally built to target Visual Studio 2017, we should be able to upgrade so that it targets Visual Studio 2019. I think that's probably like in the manifest over here. Version, whatever. Install targets. It should go up, and it doesn't quite include 2019. So let's do that. So now it should also include Visual Studio 2019 by changing that to a square bracket. Rounded parentheses, those say up to but not including. Square bracket says up to and including is what that notation means. I did update this so that it has as an asset the project output. This way, Null Pointer, welcome. I appreciate the follow. This way, we'll be able to use MEF to install extensions here. Hey, Maz, good to see you. So when I debug this project, start program, yep. All right, it's going to start Visual Studio 2019 preview. Good. We should see it light up over there, and then we can go in and take a look at what's happening. Let's give this a shot. I'm going to start this version of the bot in the background. Fritz Stream Tools. I need to go down one more. So that this one is running. Because this one's going to handle our live code command. So the purpose, the point of what we're building here is you're going to be able to, from chat, send code into my Visual Studio. All right. So that's running. Now I'm going to set this as my start, my Visual Studio extension. And building Visual Studio extensions is not easy. Oh, I know. But hopefully we can learn a little bit about it here and make it easier. I thought I just set that as the start, as the, whatever. All right, so it's building, and we're going to see it start a brand new Visual Studio instance. The experimental instance is what they call this. Because it's got debuggers and things attached. And we can spelunk through here and figure out what's going on. We're getting things ready. Good. Please do. We don't need those. Here it comes. So this is a test version of Visual Studio, right? Which feels weird the first time you do it if you're not used to this. Opening Visual Studio and debugging Visual Studio with Visual Studio. It's so meta. And now I've broken it. Not dropping frames, not dropping frames, not dropping frames. But I've sure I've done something bad. It's like doing the thing with the thing. Yeah, you know. You can add an argument pointing to a SLN and the EXP instance opens. Yes, it does. I should have done that. It doesn't do that. Now I've got a problem. I did have a test project that I was able to point it to before. I'm not going to look at that. Not right now. Let's see. What's down here? Something? No, that's not going to work. No. Didn't we have... It wasn't there. There was one here under this. Let's point it at this thing. At that project file. So I'm going to go back into here. I'm going to say set as the startup project. Properties. That should work. Let's see. I think that was the right switch. So it's building. Build succeeded. Preview. Unknown switch. Ah, rats. What's the switch? No, it's actually just the name of the solution that you want it to open. All right. Stand by for action. Here we go. So I don't need that. I can just grab this and put it at the beginning. Let's see if that worked. Chat room, you've gone quiet on me. What happened? Or is the music just too groovy? There we go. So it's opening the new Visual Studio. Still there. Trying to keep the sentiment analysis high. Scanning for new and updated MEF components. In awe, yeah. Dumbfounded, as it were. Interesting. My Twitch dashboard hasn't updated. Like, it's not showing me chat at all on Twitch. That's funny. Nah, you can't upset the bot. The bot is good. Let's see here. What is a MEF component? MEF is the Managed Extensibility Framework. It allows you to inject features on the fly. And injecting those features on the fly is what you're doing with Visual Studio when you build and add a plugin, right? This is something we want Visual Studio to hydrate, to load, and make available. So I want to view the task list. Or not. Pin that down. There we go. Now we got that chalupa there behind me. And I also want to make the error list available. There it is. Now. Okay, I clicked the button and you went away. What's that? Yeah, auto registration, a whole bunch of other things. Open the pod bay door. Open the Open the pod bay doors, bot. Easy for me to say. All right, so now, but I want to say I saw on the docs page it's no longer supported active. It's no longer active, but it is a core feature to Visual Studio. Get this man more G Fuel stat. Oh, don't mind if I do. All right, so now we should be able to say something like, really? Open up here. ThinkBot Labs asks, well, oh my gosh, thank you for the sub, ThinkBot Labs. Yeah. Thank you so much for that. We'll make a donation to Black Girls Code. But asks, can you point me in the right direction? New to .NET Core, I come from the web forms era, teaching myself Razor, and I'm failing to understand how front-end page element events are handled, like on-selected index change. How do I get data from my front end, like input, without first having that as a property in the model? ThinkBot Labs, we have, boy, there's a lot of videos that we have here on the channel. If you go over to the YouTube channel, you can see a lot of stuff where I build some of that interaction. Look at the Building the Core Wiki playlist, and you'll see different ways that we do that for both Razor pages and with views. Do me a favor, though. Let's get you those answers you need. Jump into my Discord. There's a link just below us here for the Discord server, and I think you can actually execute the !Discord command, and the bot will respond to that. There's a Ask Jeff Anything channel there. Drop those questions in there, and I will answer those on Tuesday's show. Okay? The reason that we're seeing 2 responses to the bots is because the debug version of the bot is running. And I want you to know that that's hanging out there. Don't we have a YouTube command? I thought there was a YouTube command. Let's put that on the list that we need a YouTube command. Right, these simple text commands. Yeah, we're going to need a YouTube list in there. But the YouTube is, yeah, see, it's not there. Let's see if we can get that in the mix. So, from chat, well, so while they're not easy questions, ThinkBot Labs, that's something that I can put together and show you a quick demo on Tuesday evening's show. We did add a debug command, and I forget how to use that. Here we go. Is the bot in debug mode and should not process? So this is sleeping. Shoot. We did this. Have the bot detect if a debugger is attached and it only respond to me. Oh, James did get the Xamarin Workshop loaded. Oh, that's tremendous. Thank you, Smab. Yeah, we're going to want to promote the heck out of that. But ThinkBot Labs, we can definitely put together a couple demos to show and answer those questions for you. Not a problem, Hugo. And there is a command there. I forget how to use it. But what I do want to do is I want to be able to say code. Let me turn on. I want to turn on line endings. Line numbers. Hey. You're running really slow. Line numbers. Turn on line numbers. Yes. Thank you. So now what I should be able to do is I should be able to say code 19 assert dot true false. Something like that. Now that should have gone through the magic of... Nope, only moderators can shout out, but I will echo that for you, Codebase Alpha. There we go. Now, that code command did not come through. Where did it go? It went somewhere. So let's open a new browser and see if we can find it. Oh gosh. I forget the port number for this. Over here. Shoot. No, I didn't want that open. Nope. It's not going to be there. It's going to be somewhere up in here. Launch settings. 62574. There we go. Current viewers, attention test. So there's that. That's fine. Attention test. Well, I'm not actually on that page. But I need some more menu items here so I can dig into these things. Where's that page that we put the code suggestions? Code suggestions. There we go. They're starting to come through. Just caught the tail end of James' show yesterday. Really like it so far. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Stelzy, code, line, file, line number. Yeah, all right. So I didn't include the thing. So those commands are there, but they're not coming through to over here yet. All right. Let's roll up our sleeves and debug here, friends. So when we are using this is our live coding extension. It's right here. This should be installed and running here. So if I manage extensions, I should see live coding in here. Installed. It's not here. What would you say you're doing here? Okay. Well, there's our first problem. It's not running. It didn't get deployed into this version of Visual Studio. No. So our friend Mads had, let's see here. We want to go to devblogs, Microsoft.com. And it's going to be Visual Studio 2019 extension. Something like that is what it was called. His blog post about getting your stuff ready. No, I forgot the V. How to upgrade extensions to support Visual Studio 2019. Thank you. Simply change the upper bound from 16 to 17 like so. All right. So let's be cool like Mads and edit the code directly. There we go. So there's one. Prerequisite, update the version ranges in the prerequisite elements. Here's what it looked like before. Prerequisite Visual Studio Component Core Editor to 15.0, comma. So we're going to get rid of that. Oops. Okay. I think that's the only prerequisite. All right. If you have a dependency on Microsoft Visual Studio MPF, delete it. It's a legacy one. Microsoft Visual Studio, this one. Don't need it. All right. Nothing. That's it. You're done. Good. There is one thing that may affect extensions that auto-upload a package has to do so in the background. Improving responsiveness of critical scenarios by auto-load behavior for extensions. How to update your extension to use async package if you haven't already. Ooh. Let's come back to that. Let's see if this works now. All right. Here we go. Is this Twitch Plays Visual Studio? Asks Suitzu. Yes. This is Twitch Plays Visual Studio. We're doing amazing Visual Studio things here. Deploy to EXP instance in the V6 setting is set. I thought it was. We'll find out. Yeah, fine. Let's see if it's actually in the install over here. Yeah, Mads has tools to help him make extensions faster. All right, so extensions, manage extensions. We should see our extension in here now. No. And now I feel bad. Okay. So now what? Is there under the debug start external program? It's starting the right one. But how do we ensure that it's deploying to the right, that it's deploying to the appropriate, that it's installing with the appropriate Visual Studio? No. 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 Install targets. No, we're good there. Yes, it's set to deploy. Yeah, but it's not getting over there. Hey, Clark IO is here. You got asked. Thank you so much for the follow. Or is it you got asked, or is it you go tasked? Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you joining us. So it sure looks like it should be deploying over there. You got asked. Gotcha. Welcome. Yeah, that's weird. Right? I mean, it sure looks like it should be copying it into. Is the opening of the SLN interfering with something? I hope not. Let's see. Let's see what we get here. Let's see. You're working with the in the RC version. Is it opening the same, not the preview? No, it is opening the preview version. It shouldn't matter. You can bounce back and forth. Peter Ornholm, welcome. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you joining us. Man, the follower train is hot today. Look at that go. Oh my goodness. Let's see. All right, so extensions, manage. We should see it pop up in here. No. It's not here. Less than 1,200 to the rainbow beard at build. Yeah, when that number over there, this gauge fills up to 7,000, I will dye my beard rainbow for build. And there is a request out there for me to dye the beard purple for the Visual Studio launch on Tuesday, April 2nd. It's 11:41 at night in Malaysia. Well, thank you for joining us then, Odin Hassan. Welcome. It's great to see you. I'm glad you decided to spend your evening with me and writing some code for Visual Studio. Yeah, let me change that to bug. I'm going to pull that project name out of here. Is that Moz Nitro GG. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. It's great to see you. All right, so if I pull that out, let's try this one more time, and then hopefully we'll turn it over to... If this still doesn't work, I'll turn it over to 2017 and make sure it works over in 2017. Because it should still work over there, and then we'll... maybe we'll need to reach out to Mads and get some help why this isn't starting properly. Come on. Come on.
You can do it!
Come on, you can do it, Visual Studio. Extensions, manage extensions. Show me the extension. Nope. It's not loading it. What do you mean you're not seeing any developers when folks follow? I've been calling them out over there. Codebase Alpha. Force a build, you think? We can give that a shot. Yeah. Restore completed. Restore completed. It's there behind my noggin. You can see it over here building. Sure looks like that worked. Try it again over here. Yeah. No, Steve's been popping up. No, Steve's been here. Oh, yeah. Let's see here. Alrighty. Come on. Let's close this for right now. And extensions, manage extensions. No, not in there. And I feel bad. Hey, Mr. Magoo, check the activity log for errors. Sure. We can give that a try. And if we don't see anything in the log, I'm going to roll it back to Visual Studio 2017. Because we've been fighting with this and haven't gotten anywhere yet. Help us, Clippy. You're our only hope. Help us, Clippy. Help us. Here we go. Come on. Extensions. Manage extensions. And nothing there. Right? We should have seen... Well, here's the task list, right? We should see... Nope, it's not in there. I should see in the output window. Nope, that's not loading at all. Clippy made it on the laptop. Very cool. We'll get support for Visual Studio Performance tools for Docker. I don't know about that. I don't know anything about that, actually. App Data Local Microsoft Visual Studio. Yeah, that's the next place to go. Well, I'm already in... Right. So I'm in roaming. I need to be in local. Visual Studio. And we are in the experimental instance. Okay, well, I don't even see the log. Right, where does the log get dumped in here? Can I even read this? Nope. How about this one? Nope, it's not in there. All right. Now the Visual Studio log. Visual Studio log. See, there's Steve. Did you see him that time? Underdose LFC. Welcome. In the user's home directory. So let's do that. Let's...
Hey, listen.
Yes. The log is under roaming. Aha. See, I was going to go into roaming. Here. App data. Roaming. Microsoft Visual Studio. Logs. There. Nothing. Let's try Microsoft. Microsoft Visual Studio. That's not the right version. Visual Studio, experimental instance. There's activity log, and it was just updated. What do we got? I see some reds. Windows Simulator Client, Visual Studio, C++, Team Foundation controls. Live unit testing package, big deal. Python, live share package, live share. No, it's not even in the box here. Live unit testing, live share general. No, didn't make it. It's not being installed. All right. Wow. Welcome. Thank you for the follow. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Your me off, Jay. Woo. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you joining us. Let's go back to Mad's blog post. Right, that was site dev blogs, Microsoft, extension Visual Studio 2019. Updates to the V6 manifest. We changed installation target. Did I change that? Let's go back. V6 manifest. We changed that to... Yeah. Prerequisite, we changed that. We changed this one and we removed that. No. Are there any comments on this? No. Could it be your install targets in the V6? It looks like it said community. Community is a minimum version. It'll install in all of them. I could try installing it to see the install log, I suppose. Yeah. Well, I want to take a look at what happens when we put it into Visual Studio 2017. If that still works, then that tells me there's something with it copying into 2019. Where is it? Tools, extensions and updates. Where'd you go? I need to restart the bot. Which means the sentiment's going to reset here. It's the experimental instance. It says it right there. There it is. 3/24/2019. So it's installing it into this version. Okay, so there's something I think we're missing. Right? Installation target. Because my Visual Studio 2017 is an enterprise version. It's still putting it, even though... is there an ability to migrate extensions from one version to another? That's what I'm following. And it's not doing anything. Now, I'm not sure where that second bot is coming from, because I've only got one bot running. So why isn't it copying, right, and installing? Well, look at that. Start external program. Yeah, because I changed it to 2017. Okay, so that's right. No signings. Thanks, Space Cat. Yeah, I've got a few windows open, all right? Yeah, okay. So the feedback from Mads is this isn't the only thing here to get it running, because it doesn't deploy to Visual Studio 2019 when you debug. So I'm going to drop him that feedback real quick. Oh, we love you too, Space Cat. There she is. Hey at Mads. There we go. I'm trying to upgrade an extension to Visual Studio 2019 and cannot get it to deploy when debugging, but it still works in VS 2017. I'm following your directions at... All right, there we go. Now we got him some feedback, and maybe we can get some help on that. So for now, I'm just going to use Visual Studio 2017 because, gosh, we've wasted half an hour rat-holing on that. That's no fun. So let's change that debug one more time, and I'm going to add back into here. What was that folder name? Close that. Right, it was Fritz, Stream Deck Dashboard, Test. Yeah, that's where it was. Test CS Proj. Now it should open it and be attached and be debugging on that. Getting Mads on the show would be awesome. I agree. And it's something I'm working on. I'm working on it. Naked Flame, hello. Welcome. Good to see you. Come on, load up here. And actually, it's not going to have the... It's not going to be able to attach. How is Visual Studio 2019 treating you? Pretty well. I have this slight issue that we're seeing around deploying an extension, but that's not a typical thing that many folks run into. So I don't think too many folks are going to run into that issue. So I'm expecting to see output pop up here from the live code extension, because it actually adds a panel into the output. I feel like I have at least 10 things I'm working on. I know, I've got a ton of stuff that I'm making it happen. If that's installed, like it says it is, there it is. Why isn't it popping up in my list here? Always got tons of stuff. Always. Let's see here. So the package should have started and attached. See, it tries to create an output window pane. Right? It should have done this. Now I don't know where I am. On new code, it should write to the pane. Right? So let's put a breakpoint right here. See if we can figure out why this isn't hitting. When I'm on PTO, I'm not on PTO. Who takes paid time off? No. No paid time off. Get both MADs on at the same time. Then we'd have a MADception. Ooh. No. Can't do that. Come on, Visual Studio.
What'd you do?
I want to know. So I'm debugging Visual Studio with Visual Studio. Yup. You know what? Would that then be Mad Libs? Oh, Space Cat. It's pretty meta. Spec Silent Sean, what Visual Studio 2019 settings disables that annoying box that appears on the bottom right of the editor? Which box are you referring to? So restore completed. It's... Yeah. It's... There we go. That took a long time to start. Thread was being aborted. That feels bad. Ow. Ow. Okay. That's the sigh of defeat. I really want to...
Make it so.
But this doesn't feel like it's going to work. This really feels like it's not going to work. And I've got a bunch of tips from Mads that he gave me. Here's how to update this and make it work better and integrate this. It did work, Codebase Alpha, yes. All right, here's what I'm thinking. There's a bit of yak shaving that I'm going to do here to rebuild and restart this. Git bisect? No. I had this all in its own branch. Let me cancel this. I had it in its own branch and it was working well over there, and then we Exemplar LOL, thank you for the follow. We had this in its own branch and it was working well with Visual Studio 2017 before we got into the Stream Deck plugins and as that launched. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna go rat hole on this for a while. I'm gonna take it offline. I'm gonna pull it apart, figure out why it's not doing any of the debugging, any of the attachment, and quite frankly, how it got so broken. And I think I'll bring it back on Tuesday or thereabouts as we ramp it back up here. But this is... yeah, this is disappointing. It feels like it's broke. No Opcats live? Well, you know, I usually end at about noon and we raid over there. I'd catch that on thread abort, then pull up all the threads window and see if you have anything to help track it down. Yeah, Nick. I'm afraid I'm caught in some sort of a Visual Studioception where I'm in 2019, I'm trying to debug on 2017, and it's not right. It's not connecting somehow, right? I am catching a number of exceptions here. That's on new code, but in the initialize on sync here. Right, let's just throw a quick try catch around this. Right, debug. Exception starting proxy. And then ex dot message. Put a breakpoint there. See if I can hit this and what happened. Why not Visual Studio 2019 on both ends? Asks Simon Jeering. Tried that and it wouldn't deploy into Visual Studio 2019. Didn't deploy into Visual Studio at all. Even though we told it that's the deploy target. So, no. Didn't work. Exceptional. Yes, it has. Yes, Robert Tables. So, it's not clear. Okay. It still has over a week before they release. Yeah. That's why we try and file issues and report back what's going on, what we see. And as an external, even though I do work on the team, I am external, building and working on an extension because I'm not on the extension team. This is frustrating and something that I wouldn't expect a typical developer to be patient with. Reinstall Windows and start from scratch. Gee, thanks, Cartoofer. Thanks. Yeah, I see what, but
People know me.
and expect this to actually work without having to reinstall. Okay. Code suggestions from Twitch. That loaded properly. And so that sure looks like bang, look at that. Look at that. Oh my gosh, Kasukin. Thank you so much for that kind resub. 7 months. Wow. Thank you very, very much. And we'll make a donation to Black Girl's Code. Unable to connect to a remote server. Right. because that I turned it off. So that kind of makes sense. Now I need a way to reestablish that. So that makes sense, but it didn't hit this exception. Right? And it's not going to retry. All right, so I've got a good idea where we are at this point. Let's see. Yeah. Now updated to support VS 2019. It should support it, but what? I forgot the M. All right. Here's what I need to do. This needs to be handled when the server is not available. Exactly. I need an options dialog, and I need a way to relaunch it. There's a bunch of things that in trying to hit minimum viable, we just haven't handled yet. And I think I need to do a better job of getting in and making that work. So, I think we've got a good place to jump off here. We've figured out some of the gaps to get running in 2019. And I've got some clear action items that I need to debug through here, and it's just going to be a bit of pressure getting that working, and it's going to take a little bit of a mess. From above, do you give timestamp links from the stream when filing dev community feedback? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Let's see. It's some sort of code outliner. What do we got there? I don't know what that is. Jet lag. Yeah, Kasukin, I bet. All right. So I'm gonna check in and see what I can figure out here, and I'm gonna add a button or something to get this to reload. But our friend NoOpCat has just started up, and I wanna support her and get some folks over there. So we're gonna raid our friend NoOpCat. Where is it? Where's that raid button? There it is. There we go. Let's set up the raid call. Copy one of those two blocks of text. If you're a subscriber, grab that first block of text. If you're not, grab that second block of text. Copy it onto your clipboard. We're gonna get ready. We're gonna go over and we're gonna raid NoOpCat, our friend Suze Hinton. And we want to let her know that we're coming. If you've never been part of a raid before, real easy. You don't have to do a thing. Sit right back, and by the power of Twitch, you'll be magically whisked over there. There you go. That's exactly what it should look like. Copy out what Johan's got there, and we'll head over and greet all the folks that are over there in her channel. Thanks so much for joining me, everybody. I'll be back on Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. What is that? 10 a.m. Australian Eastern time. And we're going to have a good time. We're going to get through a bit of this on Tuesday. And hopefully we'll be back working on this extension, and you'll be able to start sending me code live in Visual Studio. All right? Let's get ready to raid NoOpCat. Let her know that we're coming. Take care, everybody. We'll see you on Tuesday. Have fun.